How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Bleach Thousand Year Blood War episode review recap. Today's episode is episode 9, The Drop. And before we go any further, please drop me a like, drop me a comment, drop me a subscribe, and go ahead and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this. So, I know I'm late, but here it is. I contemplated just talking about what happened in this episode because we're finally at the part that I want. So I'm just going to go and do my normal thing, but I might go a little bit more in depth and I might gush a little bit. Obviously, spoilers. I'm probably going to spoil a little bit more in here, but if you've read this, you guys have had enough time to read this manga. There's a friend of mine, one of my closest friends, and I'm of the same mind. When a show gets to a point in the anime where, oh man, we're not going to continue it because the manga's still going on, why don't you guys ever just stop and just read it? This whole time for the entirety of Demon Slayer, you guys could have read that entire arc already. Excuse me, and be able to compare and contrast what is actually happening, right? Now, personally, I don't do it now because I don't have time to do it. I'm doing videos for you guys, right? Don't have time. I'm trying to get more manga stuff on my channel. I really am. That's one of my goals of 2023. But honestly, you should not have to wait. You don't have to wait. Just go and read it. It doesn't take that long. And I guarantee, back in my heyday, if you can binge a 24 to 26 season episode. I've watched a lot of 26 episode anime. Some of them are actually pretty dang good. But if you can do that, if you can binge 50 to 100 episodes within 3 to 5 days, you can sit up and read 4 to 5 chapters. Chapters are between 24 to 36 pages, I think. Back in the day, they used to be a little bit smaller than that, but yeah, you guys can do that, right? So let's just start in the beginning. Shinsui's lieutenant. Oh my God, I forgot her name. Her name's gonna come up though. She comes up to talk to him, and she called his name, and she's kind of berating him for not answering. He's like, "Looks like I'm gonna have to say goodbye." He has a message that has appointed him head captain and captain of Squad 1. He has a long ass name. It's not just Shinsui, whatever the hell his last name is. It is Shinsui Badadabap Badadidap Bop Bop Bidap Bop. So, wow. And did I bother writing it down? No, I did not. I was not going to write all that down. I want to watch the damn episode. So, Ichigo's head is underwater, and they're making him count to 100. And two of Tenryo's men are counting for him. He gets up and he gets a funny moment. He's like, "What are you doing?" And Tenryo's like, "Didn't your parents ever teach you to count to 100 while you're in the bath before you get out?" And he's like, "What parent would make their kid count underwater?" By the by, they are changing manga panels in here when you're doing this translation, which is why I say you should definitely, adaptation, which is why I say you should read it, especially if you're, I guess, a stickler for certain comedy making it in, because there was a part where everybody was in the water last week. In the manga, they were kind of just all floating around, and Ruki was floating face down with her butt up, which was one of the bigger jokes that didn't make it in. And I'm kind of glad it didn't, because it would have undercut some of the serious tone of what was going on. We got the joke of him yeeting Byakuya, and that was good enough, in my opinion. Anywho, Tenryo punches Ichigo to see if he's healed, which kind of blows him back a bit, breaks all the bandages off. And he's like, "What the heck are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, you would have died if you would have got hit by that. So we're going to prepare to send you to the next area." Renji gets up, just kind of panting like, "Hey, I'm ready to go too." He's like, "Why don't you go ahead and punch me and see?" And dude punches him, and it's like a blowback of power and all this other stuff, but Renji doesn't move. And to get Pompadour King is looking at his hand. He's doing the Arthur hand clench. He's clenching with sheer will. He's like, all right, you can take that. Fine. You guys go. And they send them launching, which is funny. And the two men, they have on these weird outfits and they take them off. And they're like, man, those two were able to withstand these waters because you can get overhealed and your muscles start to ripple and you will explode. Because you just see their bodies pulsating because they had to have these suits on or they were going to die. And he said, man, I saw potential in those two, but it's way beyond my expectations. And when Tenryou hit Ichigo instinctively hit his hand back. And it broke dude's hand. So his hand was healing in the water. And they're like, oh, he's known as lightning fast Tenryou. So the fact that he was even faster is just amazing. I think his skill is called Ho-Ho, which if I want to say translated, I need to look at how the word is written because it can either be cannon or it could be lightning. You get the gist. So now he can also see why the Soul King has taken a liking to Ichigo. So back in Soul Society, the old Seirete as we call it, Shinsui wants 2 lieutenants. He wants the third seat, Okikiba, who's already in Squad 1, and Issei, his former lieutenant from his squad, right? And they're all against this. They're like, what, why? He said, well, first of all, Issei knows me well enough to keep me in order, and Okikiba has been in the squad forever, so why would I replace them? By the mind, didn't you guys put it in the rules that the captains can pick their lieutenants? Yeah, you did, so I'm going to have 2. His first order is to teach Kenpachi Zaraki Zanjitsu. And the others, they're like, he said, we don't know if the others are going to return from the royal palace or not. So we need to go ahead and do this. And they're like, wait. By mine, they all have giant boards that they argue and fight against behind. So we see these silhouettes from an angle right here. Mind you, I guess this is to protect their anonymity. Who gives a damn? But they're like, no. Remember when Yamamoto trained him one day and they said no more because he might get too strong and revolt. So, yeah, no. And Shinsui makes the excellent point of saying, so when Soul Society is taken by storm again, you're going to protect yourselves, right? He's like, all right, so your silence is, I'm going to take it as a go ahead. But that's okay because he has Unohana to come in. She's going to handle the task. Do you know why, guys? The thing that I've been trying to not spoil all you guys on? Unohana. Her name is Yorichu Unohana. The first Kenpachi. Yes, that's right. But do you know else who has the name Yorichu? That's right. Kenpachi's lieutenant. There's something that happens later on in this blood war that is fantastic, that has led to much speculation. And out of respect for my viewers and those who have not read the manga, I will not say what happens, but please pay attention. And please remember this episode and episode 10, much important. Very, very important, my friend. So yeah. Meanwhile, the boys, they land. They're landing. They're falling. And as they're falling, they're trying to figure out, well, okay, why don't you cushion my blow? No, because I'm going to die. Well, I'm going to die. I haven't fully healed. Oh, you haven't fully healed, huh, Renji? He opens up Ichigo's, I guess you can call it kimono. It's Shihakusho. That's technically what it is. Opens it up, and Kon is there. It's like, all right, Kon, the little lion guy, he comes out. He turns to a buff man, and they both land on him. Yeah, okay. I don't know why we needed that scene, but yeah, there you go ahead. They are now in the Gatoden. And who welcomes them in but my favorite of these 5 court guards? I'm just going to pull her picture up. This is my favorite character. Her name, I'm going to hide this part. Kiryu Hikifune. Mind, they don't tell you her last name until after the episode. I don't know why I started talking Southern all of a sudden there, buddies, but yes. Oh, as a matter of fact, I was able to get this up and running. I love this character. A naturally fluffy, fat, chubby, whatever you want to say, bigger character with full lips. She has lips. Not a lot of characters in this show have lips, male or female or other. Love this character. Love this character so much. She nearly knocks them over the edge of the platform when she comes in. And when Ichigo's wondering, is everybody an idiot? This place is just run by nothing but idiots. I would be careful saying that, given that each of these idiots by themselves could probably kill you if they tried, but just saying. So she's cooking now, literally. Wok, fried rice, doing the damn thing. And there's a feast in front of them. When I say feast, it doesn't come close to the stuff you see in Studio Ghibli movies, but it's pretty damn good. It looks like you want to just reach in and just grab something. Wouldn't it be cool if I would have reached in and pulled something? But yeah, just would have been awesome. But Ichigo stops Kon from eating anything. He's like, hold on a second. She couldn't just be making food just for us to eat. And she comes out wiping her brow, going, it looks like you guys have been trained by Kisuke Unohana too much, making you not trust a lot. Look, my palace here is a palace of food. Eat up, grow strong. That's all I'm here for, right? Their stomachs growl. Itadakimasu, they get to eat. And they're eating a lot of stuff. So she says, I'm going to go back and make some dessert. Ichigo's kind of stop eating. And, both of them kind of say they can keep going, but Ichigo stops eating. And he's kind of moping a bit. Something's bothering him. And Renji's just like, well, what's going on? Nah, I'm just wondering, should we even be doing this? Like, people are hurt. People have died. We should be training, right? And Renji says, you really are dumb. Which Ichigo really is very stupid. He is a Mary Sue. I said what I said. You're really dumb. They had their wounds cleaned. They've been hurt super bad. Everybody's been hurt super duper bad. So now we're eating to revitalize our strength. Dumbass. Ichigo's like, man, you made a really good point there. No shit, Ichigo. So she comes out and says, Renji is correct. But when she comes out, she doesn't come out looking like, oh, the sweet, plump, tall lady who happens to have a a miso broth spoon. She comes out looking like this. Oh, that's too bright. She come out looking like this. Still super tall, mind you. Which is where the other half of this picture comes from. Yes. Oh, no, not yes. Yes. That is Kiryu Hikifune. She is, I just banished my notes, but she is coming to say, she's coming out to say that Renji absolutely nailed it on the head. Nothing else to say past that. And they're like, who the hell are you? It's like, oh yeah, no, this is what I look like. I use up all my spiritual pressure when I'm cooking. This is what I look like after, I drop all the pounds from my spiritual pressure. So like I said, if spiritual pressure is measured in pounds, in her case, she is freaking super strong. And again, she keeps the full lips. Love her design, plump or not. Like, this is one of those moments where I wish there was more of this female character. This is why I would like a prequel talking about these characters, because we're going to get some more exposition. So she says that what they're doing is near the level of Soul King level. They're not just doing stuff like on a small scale, regular scale. His power is packed away in every ritual. So you're healing, Soul King level healing, which we saw, you could explode. This Soul King level eating, my friends. This might be a better picture, better way for you guys to see without none of this. Yeah, there you go. Much better, much better. Big ass spoon. Anyway, so she says in the 1,000,000-year history of Soul Society, Each of them, the 5 of these picked for Squad Zero, have done something that is of level. By the way, her name is Grain King Kiryu Hikifune. The most regular sounding name out of all the characters that have appeared that are new thus far. All the weird made up German names were weird. Even the last king, the Tendrio, his whole name was kind of weird. Most normal sounding name in 9 episodes. So all of this is to make sure they're ready for the next area. She tells them all 5 of them have made something that have contributed to the history of Soul Society. Y'all, she made temporary souls and the technology to place someone in a different body. The Geekon wasn't even a concept that existed until she created temporary souls. This is a genius level character. So she also contributed to that being made of soul candies. The whole Ichigo eat a soul candy, pop into a different body, right? It's supposed to actually raise the power or spiritual pressure of a person inside their body. That's the whole point of that. We actually see Kon, and then we see the golden energy. And she says, if you guys can sense the change in your bodies now from eating my food, then you're halfway there. But I'm just going to let you know the next person that you're going to see, he's unpredictable. It's the brother man. And guess what? His name is Itsu Nimimaya. He's the guy that created Zanpakuto's. The stuff that they all fight with, I made that. That's me. Back in Soul Society, we're in the Central Underground Prison, the lowest level, known as Mukin. Kenpachi Zaraki enters, and he's kind of surprised they get to use this area. Unohana says the area is infinitely expansive, so it's the only place that he can swing his sword around. They are allowed to enter. They get special privilege as non-criminals to enter. He's saying, look who non-criminals. That's kind of funny, given the fact that we're super powerful and we're technically criminals. This is the first time that you all don't see Unohana with the braids coming over in front of her. Her hair is down, and it's such a detail to miss being caught up in this and immersed in this episode. That the twin tails go into the front. No, her hair is down. She has a dark smile. Her blade is damn massive. The curve is just, see my arm, that's the curve. The curve is so damn big. Sword is massive. And so she tells him, like, right now you actually have no power. And she picked this place because it would be fitting for him, right? He's like, it's fine by him. Win as a captain, lose as a criminal. And it doesn't matter if he lives or dies fighting. What we're going to do is going to be eternal hell. And I love that she goes, you're quite talkative today, aren't you? I like it better when you're quiet. Oh, shit. That is quote of the episode for me, y'all. Ooh. Whenever I hear you speak the single scar that he gave her in the middle of the chest that has been hidden by that hair this entire time starts to throb, and he goes, oh, you can't talk to me about aching scars. That scar across his face, she gave that to him. So, is this her true self? Yes. I told you all, was not even last episode, 2 episodes ago, when we saw the first Gote 13, that was actually her. Yeah, that was Unohana. That was actually her. I wasn't kidding about that. They move in, clash. So they're fighting. We get a little background hearing Shinsui speak, and he says Squad 11 was her squad, and the basis that squad is, the whole, oh, we're the strongest, we're gonna beat that ass. That's because of her. She built it to be that way. And before being appointed by Yamamoto, she was the most notorious criminal of Soul Society. to show that she had mastery of countless styles and complete proficiency in the blade, she gave herself the name Yachiru, which means 8,000 styles. And he closes the book and he says, I'm glad. He's kind of sorry they called it a Zenjutsu lesson, because once they cross blades, one of them's going to have to die. He knew that. And they're fighting. And there's a letter written to Isane, her lieutenant. She's crying as she's reading it. And Kenpachi left his eye patch. This whole time he has not had that eye patch. He left it with little Yachiru, who just kind of looks at him like, okay, Ken-chan, which they translate into Kenny, but Ken-chan. And so we all know what that means. Neither one of them, not both of them, can get out of this alive. So she commends him on removing the eye patch. Even though this is kind of the extent of his power, she calls him weak. Literally, she stabbed him with the blade in his arm. He's like, I can't believe you're resorting to, using trickery like this. And she said, I can't believe a person who swings a sword with one arm doesn't do anything with the other one. And, to woo me like this, he says, you changed a bit from the person that I admire. How dare you admire the enemy amid battle? Ooh, that's good. She coming with some bangers. That's number 2. She coming with bangers. And you haven't changed at all. She disarmed him. His blade, that chip blade, is somewhere in the back. And he's saying, are you saying that I've gotten weaker? I admire you. Trees, bugs, people. To me, cutting them all was the same. And we were getting bits and pieces of flashbacks of young him and younger her. And he thought everything was boring. No different from swinging a sword in the dark. But then fighting her was the first time he felt joy of battle. First time he felt fear. And you're saying, I'm going to die here without having beaten you once. And he's literally crying. And she stabs this dude in the neck. Just right in the neck. He bleeding. He dead. But then all of a sudden he's alive and they're clashing. Now he's like, what the heck happened? She's like, hey, you dozed off a minute there. I want you all to pay attention to the fact that there's still blood on her face from when she stabbed him in the throat. I'm going to go ahead and it is a special power of hers. Think about it. She was the captain of the healing squad. She killed this guy and he's not killed anymore. I won't elaborate until episode 10, but whew. So he wonders what happened when he says, screw it, let's just fight. And we hear in her mind that you won't die. Every time you're on the verge of death, you get stronger. But that's a flaw that you put on yourself. And it's also her sin. And then the title finally comes in, the drop finally comes in. And the ending poem is Unohana. She is scary as all hell. It's just battle is everything. That's it. Oh, it is a cardinal sin. I told you guys already. This part shouldn't be a spoiler. He said one of them has to die. You all know which one's going to die because one of them has been easily top 10 characters on popularity polls in Japan since he appeared. Since Byakuya and Kenpachi appeared, they've been in top 10. Them, Renji, and Rukia always been in top 10 easily. So don't be surprised who wins. I look forward to getting into why I think this is a waste next episode, because I won't go too in depth, but finally showing some history here. And the fact that we have a character that Kenpachi admires. We've never seen these two characters interact before. This is the reason they probably haven't interacted before, right? Although when he needs to be healed, they heal him. So maybe she just doesn't do the healing, it's somebody else. But hey. Again, such a waste. It's one of the reasons they need to have 2 prequel series. One with the Squad Zero guys, because I need more Kiryu. Kiryu Hikifune, easily one of my favorite characters. Unohana, such an interesting character towards the end. It is such a waste what is done with her. And I'm going to leave it at that. I will not spoil you guys. Although it's pretty damn obvious what's going to happen. They literally lay it out for you. Shouldn't be surprised. If you're surprised, I apologize. But I'm looking for, I probably won't do the video on Monday. But expect when my episode 10 review to come up for me to talk extensively about this. That'll probably be the review that I do differently. Because I need to speak. And without further delay, please hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. Who is your favorite character in Bleach? If you've made it to the end, let me know your favorite character. And tell me why. Favorite character and why. Not just don't drop a name. Tell me why you like the character. Hit the like. I already said hit the like button. This button over here is the subscribe button. So hit that and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this. As always, thank you for taking some time out to listen to me talk about anime. Please be good, be blessed, wash those hands. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. Be safe out there, please. Holiday season, there are still some mad people out there. And, around this time, people get the blues. We lose people. It just always seems to be a condition of the holiday. So I want you all to know that there's someone who would rather speak to you today than miss you and mourn you tomorrow. If you need someone to talk to, my social medias are down there. Give me a follow. Give me a shout. I'm friendly. I'll talk to you. Just say hi. Hi, I'm a subscriber. Hey, I watch your videos. I talk back. I promise I do. So, guys, with that, can't wait to see what happens next week. Actually, I know what's going to happen next week. I just can't wait to see it myself. So, until next time, this is Shane. Bankai.